Hey guys, it's that time of the year again. We start school this week and all 3 of my kids will be in school this year. So I'm going to be doing some cleaning, decluttering, and organizing and giving you plenty of cleaning motivation to get something done this week. I'm going to be sharing our back to school tips, tricks, and hacks and what helps make the school year run smooth for us, as well as decluttering closets and a lot of other things. So let's get ready and let's do this together.
So I'm turning the radio up. Don't wanna hear it's too late for apologize. Lately I've realized that what goes around comes back around. What goes around comes back around.
Hey friends, welcome to Jamie's Journey. Yes, I am dancing. I'm always dancing when I'm trying to clean at night because I pop on my 90s or 2000s pop and it always makes me rock out. But I was cleaning up this evening, and before we get started, I just want to thank you for being here. You guys don't realize how much you mean to me and how grateful I am to have you here in my life. And I've said this a million times before, but every time I post a video and I scroll through the comments and reply to your comments, you guys I leave literally going to bed with a smile on my face. I'm just so grateful to have a wonderful, supportive community here, and I hope you also find it supportive. I'm Jamie. I'm a mom of 3 girls. I've been married for 13 years. My husband, Mike, is a financial analyst, and I just want to create a space here on the internet where you feel like you are a part of something that you belong to. I want to make you feel like I'm your friend. So thank you for being here, and I would just love to have you come back each and every week.
Look so pretty on the outside, got the eyes of an innocent one. You can never tell at the first glance, they'll never save the lessons for you. Hey, don't call me up, I know you know what you did. So I'm turning the radio up. Don't wanna hear it's too late for apologize. Lately I've realized that what goes around comes back around. Hey, hey. What goes around comes back around. Hey, hey. What goes around comes back around. What goes around.
So like I said here in the beginning, we start school this week, which is kind of insane, partly because, I'm excited for the girls because they're all excited to go to school, but there's a part of me that's a little sad for them to leave me during the day. I mean, obviously I'll miss them, but I also think a lot of why I get sad for a new school year is because it's making me realize how quick the girls are getting older. They are changing so quickly. They're getting older. They're getting bigger. My babies are getting older. And it's just hard for me to wrap my head around that we start school this week and all 3 will be in school. And we're always looking for ways to make the school year run smooth, not have any hiccups, even though there will be hiccups. But my goal is to share the things in today's video that we do that help us, that try to get us to stay on top of our school game. And that usually includes a checklist before and after school, I created a lunch packing station so Avery could help out a little bit more, be a little bit more independent in packing her lunch. And also, if I pack her lunch, I want it to be quick and simple. We also will be making a daily clothes organizer. We used this last year with Avery and it made a huge impact. And what else I'm going to be doing in today's video is I'm going to be sharing some decluttering. We're going to be moving at the end of this year. We're currently building a home and we should be moving around November or December. So I am on this kick of getting rid of the clutter in our house. But I just encourage you guys to share any back to school hacks or tips or tricks that you have so we can all share it with each other so we can try to get through the school year together. I saw this recently on Amy Darley's channel. I love Amy. She's one of my best friends here that I met through YouTube. I love her channel. Go check her out. But what she did was she took 1 teaspoon of powdered Tide laundry detergent. So the key is 1 teaspoon, not a tablespoon, a teaspoon in a mop bucket, super hot water. Take your mop and mop your cabinets. And I'll be honest with you, it made clean the cabinets a lot of fun. And I know some of you guys, I'll hop up on the cabinets to clean on top of, or I'll hop on top of the countertops to clean on top of my cabinets, and I'll get messages and people are like, Jamie, I can't do that, or I can't bend over. So I think this would be a great option if you have a hard time bending over or moving very easily. And to be honest with you, like I said, it made cleaning it a lot more fun.
You say you don't wanna get in trouble, that you're doing fine cause you got me. I don't wanna break your little bubble, but you gotta wake up to reality. Cause I can see in your eyes, your head is full of dreams. Tears are a proof of failure, you just gotta let them flow without judge. There's so many ways to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the right on.
Okay, so before I did a very basic cleanup, what I typically do at night before bedtime, but this was the next day. And you guys, this is the ultimate all day clean, declutter, and organize with me. The kids are gone literally for all day long. My parents took them to go shopping for school clothes, things like that, just to spend a little bit of time with them before they go back to school. And it is a luxury to clean without anyone around. And Mike and I are both very grateful. Both of our parents live very close to us, within 15 or 20 minutes. They are both very hands-on. They take our girls all of the time just because they want to spend quality time with them. So they'll just randomly, like if they haven't seen the girls in a little bit, like a week or two, they'll say, hey, can we come get the girls? Take them to the zoo, do this, do that. And Mike and I are like, sure, go ahead and take them. Mike and I both grew up with grandparents close to us, and we spent a lot of time. We had a lot of sleepovers at our grandparents. So it was just nice. It's just nice that our kids are getting the same experience that we had with our grandparents. And it also helps because it gives Mike and I time to do whatever we need to do at home. But getting back into back to school, I was started out by pulling the bedding from the girls' beds, and I was spraying this Clorox disinfecting mist on Avery's mattress. And I actually recently bought a mattress pad that I was going to add on. But why I love this Clorox mist is because you can see when I spray it, it's very fine. So if you're spraying a mattress, you're spraying your couch or throw pillows or something like that, it's so fine that it doesn't saturate the surface, which I really appreciate. So I was going to do that, wash your sheets, and put on a mattress pad.
Do whatever you like, you don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the right, don't have to be scary. You just gotta follow the light, you're able to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You don't have to be
Our comforter has shrunk, and it also gets really wrinkly, but I am waiting until we get into the new house to get a new one. But it gets really wrinkly because I have a weighted blanket, which helps me sleep at night. And I actually think you'll see the weighted blanket later on in this video, but it always makes my comforter really wrinkly. So I sprayed it with some Downy wrinkle release. This is what Mike uses on his shirts before he goes into work because he doesn't like to iron, which my dad, growing up, he would go, into the office. He was always every morning just ironing with like an iron and ironing board. And here we are, millennials, just using the Downy spray. That's what Mike does before he goes into the office. He just sprays his shirts. But a question I recently got asked on Instagram, and someone had asked if Mike and I were done having kids. And the answer to that is 110% yes. So growing up, when you're dating, you talk about how many kids you want. Mike was dead set. He only wanted 2. I was between 2 and 3. We'll cross that bridge when it comes. After struggling through infertility, having miscarriages, and just having a hard time, our first IVF transfer, we put in 1 embryo and it failed. So the second time around, I was like, nope, we're going for 2. We're going to do it. And what do you know? They both took. And we, as much as Mike only wanted 2 kids, of course, he is so happy and loves his girls, but we are 110% done. I think Mike, being from a financial background, he's always like, in his mind, it's always like, kids cost a lot, and not that you can put a price on a child. Obviously, we know this, but that is something you do take into consideration. So I think his practical mind was, let's only have 2. We made the decision to put in 2 embryos together. So we did make that decision. I think that just when you go through infertility, it's really, really hard. And so we did make that decision together, but just, we for sure do not want a 4th, because when we were dating, a 3rd was really never even something we really discussed. But for me, trying to get pregnant, being pregnant was so stressful. And I'm sure a lot of you guys you would understand this. If you've ever gone through something that is constantly stressful, you just don't want to go down that road unless you had to. Like, I remember even after Avery, we discussed, are we good? Because it was so hard to get pregnant with Avery, and I had a lot of complications with Avery's pregnancy, which I can explain later on in this video. Yet I didn't even know if I wanted to go down that road again. And we decided to go through it just because we wanted to give Avery a sibling. But through the miscarriages and the struggle to get pregnant and the stress of being pregnant and staying pregnant and getting pregnant was just too much, that I would never want to go through that again. So we were 110% done and happy with our girls. So I wanted to make this lunch packing station. I got this sandwich maker recently. We love Uncrustables, but they can start to get pricey and add up. Peanut butter and jelly is one of those meals that my girls will eat any time of the day. Like even like, you know, you think of kids love chicken nuggets and mac and cheese. My kids love that, but they would still pick a peanut butter and jelly sandwich over anything. So it's always nice to have these on hand. Even for Avery, when she packs her lunch, she is a sandwich girl. She wants a turkey sandwich or peanut butter and jelly, and that is it. Like she doesn't take mac and cheese or noodles or leftovers. She wants a sandwich, fruit, vegetable, and then like a snack or chips. Like that's how she works. So I thought this would be really great. And I've learned that with snacks specifically, if you guys have been around a while, I have created like little baskets where they can pick their snacks. And with Avery, she loves being able to have, she feels like she has a choice. So I was thinking with this, like she gets to choose. Do you want turkey? You want peanut butter and jelly? Do you want cucumbers or do you want peppers? She gets to choose, and she's more likely to eat it because she feels like she's getting a choice, but I still have control over what she creates. And this is by no means I'm gonna make her. She's 7, and while she needs to learn how to contribute and create her own independence, she is only 7. So will I make her lunches? Of course. I'm not saying she only has to make her lunch, but even when I make it, if it's all sitting out there, it will literally take 10 seconds to grab, throw in a bag. So I thought this would be great all around and just save us time in the mornings or evenings. So this is something that we did last year in Avery's room. We got a clothes organizer. I will have one linked below in the description. And I use my Cricut Joy machine to make labels for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then every Sunday, what we do at night after we get our baths and showers, we would go through and pick out Avery's clothes for the week. Since the twins are in school this year, I wanted to make one for them. Since they're little, their clothes are little, they share a room, I just made one for them to share. But I use my Cricut Joy machine to make those labels, and that's our plan for the school year. And honestly, it was game changing for Avery because she gets up, as soon as she wakes up, she gets dressed, and she can get herself dressed. So it was really game changing for her because she gets up, gets dressed by herself. So to have the clothes that I approved already ready, waiting, was huge. And even for the twins, you know, sometimes I am like half awake if I didn't get up early or if I didn't get up and work out. I'm kind of on autopilot in the morning, and it's just nice to have their stuff picked out. And I also made these before and after checklists for Avery. I did this last year and it worked out really well. I made them on Canva myself, and I went through and added in what I would expect from her before and after school, because, you know, she comes home from school, she's tired, and she always says, what do I need to do? And I put them in a little sleeve so she can use a dry erase marker to check it off. You know, she's at that age where it's fun to kind of have a checklist and check things off. She knows, and I just know Avery, and if you have kids, my kids, specifically Avery, she does better if she knows what if she knows what we expect of her. Like, it's not good to just like spring something on her, because then if she expects she's coming home from school and laying down and watching TV, then it becomes an issue. Versus if she knows what the expectations are every time she gets home from school, it goes a lot more smooth. So knowing her expectations and having this checklist has been so great.
Say something, something, 'cause we don't talk about nothing no more. No, nothing, nothing. Do you not care about nothing no more? It's like we're fighting. Do you even want it? Do you feel you need this? Do you even feel it? Fighting for a lost cause, or am I fighting for us? Just tell me, is it worth it all?
Okay, so I wanted to share this with you. I made this for Avery 2 years ago, and then last year I made some for the twins. So I actually have some papers I need to put in their bin, but it's great because, and I'll have this container and the folders and all of that linked in the video's description. But this is something that I'm so glad that I created. So it's just so nice because it has folders. Looks kind of a mess here in the middle, or in the beginning. like first grade, second grade, third grade, and so on. And it just gives you a place to organize everything, you know, like I had some pictures from Avery's softball pictures, and I'm like, what do I do with this? I'm not gonna put them in an album. And it's just nice to keep everything from this particular year in this one box. And I think it also forces you to cut down on the clutter and how much you save. I mean, of course, yes, we wanna save everything, but we don't need to save everything. So you're focusing on the more important things. And what I'll do is I save the things that I think are special or that we wanna keep for most of the year, and or maybe about every quarter I'll go through and purge. So I keep things in those folders. What I typically do is I keep those folders around the corner. You know, we keep like lunch menus and any papers that I'm like, maybe we should keep this for the next week or two. But then I also like to keep those special things she draws or things she does in art class or things like that. I'll keep that in that folder, and then about quarterly I'll go through and decide, okay, what is the most important things? Because sometimes it's like you save a bunch of stuff and then you realize that there's only a few pieces that are really worth keeping long term. Or it could be the flip side. I could be like, oh, I'll probably end up getting rid of this, and then you realize like, I really do want to keep this. So quarterly is what I do, and then I purge that extra stuff, and then when I do it quarterly, the stuff that I know I want to keep, I will put in this box. Even things like this. So this is a time capsule that she cannot open to, can't open until 3/3 of 33. And I remember when they brought this home, I was like, where do we keep this? Like, where will we keep this that we'll remember to open it? And it's like, this is why I made this. This is a perfect example. It's not just getting thrown in a drawer. And now, like, I had kind of forgotten about this, but now I just got in here and I remembered it. So it's just not only to keep like folder stuff, but this was stuff she made for Mother's Day. It's just a nice place to keep all those sentimental things, and even stuff she didn't do in school. I have cards she made me for Mother's Day and things like that. So this is just like a great little thing, and I just like it because it forces you to stay organized year by year, and it makes you keep the most important things.
Something's in the air. I can feel it everywhere. Every color seems to bloom, and there's light in every room. Now that you're looking up, I can see it in your eyes that lately it's been tough. But now the sun is rising. Let's be new people. There's summer. Don't let me down, down, down. Don't let me down, down, down. I wanna be up, 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 so high. 'Cause I've been down, down, down.
So here I periodically go into this closet and just purge because it becomes a mess. So if you're curious, that is a bookshelf, a 3-cube bookshelf from Walmart that I turned on its side, and I got some baskets, and it just created so much more space in this room or this closet. But it's just one of those things that if I don't go in here periodically, purge and get rid of stuff, then it just becomes a disaster. Not to mention there were a lot of shoes in there because with the kids, they grow so quickly. There was a lot of shoes in there that the girls have grown out. And I do this probably about 2 or 3 times a year. So I needed to get in here before school starts, and we have backpacks and tote bags and things hanging in there. I wanted to get all of the unnecessary stuff out of that closet. I also have some of my cleaning supplies in there. That's a question I get asked a lot. Like, where do you keep all your cleaning supplies? I do have cleaning supplies on every floor of the home, but a lot of them are in that closet since it's right off the kitchen, and a majority of the cleaning happens in the kitchen. So it's really important for me that this closet does not become a disaster.
Down, down, I wanna be up, 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 so high. 'Cause I've been down, down, down. I've been down, so down, and I'm done. I'm aiming for the sky. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Aiming for the sky. Don't let me down.
So here I'm using my e-cloth mop. You just wet the mop head with water, and yes, the cloth actually cleans with just water. They're scientifically proven to remove 99% of bacteria, including the big ones like E. coli and Listeria. It doesn't disinfect, but it does remove the bacteria. And just for quick mops, this is wonderful. I use this so much right after dinner. I thought, as we're talking about back to school and like back to school hacks and things to make the mornings or afternoons or evenings run smooth, how I try to keep it all together. I'll kind of share my system, and that way if you guys have any good systems on how you kind of stay on top of things in the school year, you can share that with me. So number one, we have this calendar. So like this is the main calendar. I'll show you how I focus on each day, because I think it's important for me, at least. Sometimes I just need to look at my day. I can't look at tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday because it's too overwhelming. So there is a system of what I do to focus on each day, but then it's also important for me to just kind of have in the back of my head. So, you know, even though it may be the 10th, you know, I know that we have a couple things. We have haircuts next week. Avery has a program at her school on Monday. Like, it's kind of in the back of my head, and not that I need to think about it, but when I glance over at that calendar, it's almost subconsciously getting into my head, and I'm seeing that daily, which I like. So I really, really like this calendar being here, and I'm hoping in the new house there's another good spot for it. Like, it's almost perfect that it's here, because I mean, I'd probably put some decorations there, but it's like, what would I even put there? So I like having a family calendar. This is, okay, we went to the Tigers game on the 6th. We have a party to go to on the 13th. My dad's birthday is on the 27th. We're going appliance shopping next Wednesday. We have haircuts next Thursday. So like, this is like our family calendar, like softball practice, softball games, soccer games, and all of that. And what I do is to try to stay on top of things. Like, you know, when your kids bring home a paper on Monday and it says Fridays, wear your pajamas day, or wear your favorite team, or, you know, whatever it is, or bring in a stuffed animal on Friday. Like, all those little reminders you get on Monday, and you're like, well, how am I going to remember it? So what I do is I utilize, this is the reminder app on my phone. So it's an iPhone. It's just a reminder app that comes on the phone, like standard. And so what I'll do is I will, like, if there's like a specific thing, I'm like, okay, I want to remember to ask mom about Saturday. Okay, so I will set that first to go off at a certain time. I haven't done that yet. So let's say I want to text my mom on Friday and ask her a question about, she's going to have the girls on Saturday. So I can remind myself Friday at 6 p.m. and then it goes off and I know to text my mom. Or, you know, remember the stuffed animal on Friday. So Thursday night at 7 p.m. on Monday, when the girls bring home that paperwork from school that they need to bring a stuffed animal to school on Friday, I will go straight to my phone and put in a reminder, 6 p.m. on Thursday, reminder, take stuffed animal tomorrow. And see, I always have my phone on me, as we all do. It's always there. I'm always looking at it. And I make sure I set it for a time that will make sense. Like, let's say Avery has softball practice at 6 p.m. on Thursday. Well, I'm not going to set it to go off at 6 p.m. on Thursday because I'm not going to be home to run upstairs and get the stuffed animals, if that makes sense. So I'll try to set it for a time that I know that I'm going to be home. And then when that alarm goes off, I can do whatever I need to do. But having these reminders pop up and help me is very helpful throughout the week. So all of those little things, those daily reminders that I need to do, I keep here on my phone. And then here I was just tackling a quick cleanup of our bathroom. This is one room that I cannot stand when it's a mess, just because it gets used so much, obviously. And then I feel like when I wash my hair once or twice a week, I get hair all over the floor. So this is just one room that, even though I don't clean the shower every week, so that's my little secret, I do not clean the shower every week. I wish I could, or I wish I had the time, but I just don't want to. And sometimes you just have to say, where can I say no to, you know? And cleaning the shower is one of those things. So just doing like a quick basic wipe down. We'll all live if the shower isn't wiped down, but the vanity, I feel like I need to wipe that down. The toilet, floors, those are like the basics. Okay, so we just got done eating dinner. Mike's downstairs with the girls. They're doing some things, I think some sort of activity. So I'm gonna tackle the dreaded laundry. This is my weighted blanket, if you're curious. This is why my comforter gets so wrinkly, because of my weighted blanket, but it helps me sleep at night. I have trouble sleeping at night, so this is one of my best friends. You have laundry to fold, let's fold it together. Go get it. I'm gonna let you go get it right now. Bring it in, we'll fold together. But are you guys ready for back to school? If you have any tips or tricks, things that, you know, really help you guys out. You know, as you guys know the ages of my kids. So if you have anything, or maybe you have older kids and you're like, oh, okay, this really worked for my kids when they were 7 or they were 3, let me know, because we are just always looking for ways to make the school year run smooth. I'm very grateful, because as of right now, who knows when this will change. Mike is still working from home. They're supposed to be going back to the office, or have some sort of schedule of going back into the office regularly in the fall. Right now, there is no talk of that yet. And so he is there to help out in the morning as well, which is huge. But in the back of my head, I keep thinking that he'll be going back into the office. So it's all going to be on me. So if you guys have any tips, let me know. Well, you guys, I'm sure you're feeling, if you've been watching this, you're probably feeling what I'm feeling.
I take a bath. Mom, why you put this on here?
Because it's mommy's blanket.
Yeah. But
anyways, if you're feeling what
I'm... Don't cook me, because I take a bath.
That's silly. Anyways, if you guys have been with me all day, you probably are feeling the same feeling that I'm feeling. I am exhausted. It's been a day, but it was a very productive day. So as tired as I feel and whatever, it just feels good to be able to get everything done. I think we're ready for school. gonna be crazy. Trying to figure everything out, get back into a new routine, like a super new routine because the twins are in school. So it will be interesting, but I think we're as prepared as we can be, and I'm ready. I hope you guys are too. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking around. I hope I helped you out with back to school. If you guys have any back to school hacks, tricks, tips, let me know, because we can sure take it. I gotta go help with the kids. Mike gave him a bath as I was finishing up Avery's bedding. So I gotta help. I got a little one right here ready to get dressed. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.